All right, what's going on, guys and friends? Welcome back to another video, man. Today I just want to sit down and talk to you about a little bit of Apex, man, on why I think that they should add solos to the game. Now I know that this is an ongoing discussion, kind of low-key. It's not like top of the top that people are talking about, but this is something that I did feel like that I wanted to bring up on the channel today, because I feel like that it's been so long since the game came out that it kind of needs it, bro. So I did like try to dot down like a few pros and cons to things that could happen for like solo play, and I came up with a few things, which first being that there could be too many of the same legends. You low-key can experience the same thing in a duo or a trio match. You could have multiple of the same legend in one area, but I feel like in solos it could just be kind of crazy. Like imagine 6 caustics in the area, or imagine like fucking ramparts all the way in, you know, in an area. It's just a thought. Like there could be too many legends in one area that could really change the pacing of the game, or, you know, mess up the game for some people. But that was just another thing that I thought that might be an issue. But you can experience the same thing in duos and trios. You can have multiple legends in a spot, you know what I'm saying? But that was just one of them. Another one is campers and solos. Now in solos, it definitely does change your mindset. You are in like a survival mindset. You die once, you go back to the lobby. So a lot of people would play a little bit more passive instead of aggressive, you feel me? So it could be an issue where there's just people hiding in buildings constantly, hiding in corners. And another little thing for that is like play scan legends, like play Bloodhound, Seer for solos. There's definitely way better legends that's fit for like solo play than actually being like in a like duo or trio situation. So that's another reason why they should add solos, because there's just so many legends in the game that's better off like solo, that I feel like sometimes they just don't even really have anything to provide for 2 or 3 people on your team. So that could be another thing. Man, number 3 that I came up with was the player base being split. Now I hear a lot of people say this, like adding something like this to the game could split the player base, but what does that actually mean? What does splitting the player base actually mean? If, in my opinion, the player base is quite literally already split. You have people that play the control mode, people that only play TDM mode, people that only play ranked, people that only play the trio and duos. Your player base is quite literally already split. Like I don't understand why people say adding solos in the game would split the player base too much. I don't really understand that argument. Like I said, the game already feels split. Like the queue time takes so long for ranked. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it wouldn't really split the player base in a way that people think it would. I don't think it would negatively impact the player base at all. Another thing that I came up with is that the current maps in the game are currently not suited for solo play. Things like Kings Canyon, World's Edge, Olympus, Storm Point, maps are just completely too big to be solos, you feel me? So I think that for them to add solos into the game, they would definitely have to introduce a brand new map, a smaller map with you know, like an increase of player base for sure. That could help. But yeah, adding a new map should definitely be a thing for solos, because I feel like the maps in the game now are just not really, you know, solo player friendly, you feel me? Maybe Kings Canyon for sure, because I think Kings Canyon is definitely the smallest map. We definitely need like another map like Kings Canyon size. I feel like solos would definitely be more lit on like a smaller map for sure. And another con that I came up with is like changing the game overall. What I mean by that is like changing the size of the circle storm, changing the speed of the storm, changing the damage of the storm. You know what I mean? I feel like that feature alone really gets the solo, you know what I'm saying, vibe, and it intensifies that vibe, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if they do add solos, they gotta definitely make a change to the ring, make the rings close a little bit faster, make them do more damage, so that people are getting into more engagements and not just camping around the map, you feel me? So I feel like if they add solos, these are pretty much the cons. Too many of the same legends, campers, splitting the player base. The current maps in the game are not really designed for solos. And another one that I came up with is just a risk of more cheaters. Now, having a solo mode into Apex could possibly expose the game to more cheaters, and I think that this is because the cheaters have less eyes on them. They don't have teammates watching them. I mean, of course they could go in and do like no fill, but I feel like having 3 people spectate you and them reporting you all at the same time could possibly get them banned faster. So playing solo and hacking the solos could be a thing that they do. If they do add solos, it could be risky. And here I came up with a few pros that could come from adding solos into Apex. And my first one is being learning the game without depending on randoms and thinking you have to save randoms all the time. I cannot express how many times I go into a match, solos or trios, where either I die first or my teammate dies and I'm forced to try to get him up, or now he's left the game and I'm left alone in the lobby with, I'm just 1v2ing everybody. And I know what y'all want to say, get better at the game, win your runs, when you're 1v2, but bro, I don't want to get into every game 1v2 and 1v3 and putting in 110% into every game that I play. I want to go in and be able to relax, get a few kills, get a few wins, you feel me? I don't want to sit here and go 300% every single game that I play in Apex. Y'all know how Apex lobbies get, but not being able to depend on randoms and not having someone save you all the time, or you not feeling like you have to save everybody every time, that could just takes a lot of stress, honestly, off of the players, in my opinion. Being able to just have a 1v1 scenario, and if you lose, you lose, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad of a situation, but you know what I'm saying, just having to depend on somebody all the time, and if you go down, now they're trying to risk getting them up and they can die. It's just so much that I just don't like about that in this game. Like, they definitely need solos. Another thing is just getting better overall at the game. I feel like if you have time to sit and play solos instead of you having to depend on fighting 2 to 3 people at a time, you have time to know the map, get your game sense up, know what to do, know where to land, know when to disengage, know when to engage fights. I feel like being in a solo situation helps that a lot. Being able to be like in a duo or a trio just takes that aspect out, because you feel like you can depend on your teammate to clean up whatever you don't do. So I feel like if you're in a solo situation, you have to put in 100%. You have to hit your shots. You have to worry about third parties. And I feel like that will increase your overall game knowledge and your game sense of the game itself. The last thing that I jotted down that some positives can go from adding solos into the game is just simply more playtime. Not having friends or having bad randoms can completely just spoil the game for the players. You know what I'm saying? Having people being racist in game chat, I've had that so many times. I've tried to like actually be nice to people in game chat, and I've just being called slurs and stuff like that. It's happened to me multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to get into a lobby by yourself, it's just way more fun. You don't have to deal with anybody else BS. You don't have to deal with bad randoms. You don't have to deal with somebody else being in a triple stack and then you by yourself with 2 other randoms that don't know how to play the game. So it's kind of like you're just 1v3ing every game you get into. So being in a solo situation, just overall, in my opinion, like for the casual solo queue player myself, I think that it should definitely be a thing in the game. I don't see why they don't have solos in the game at this point, or at least why don't, you know how they release some game modes every now and then? Release solos every now and then. A solo weekend, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't help to release like a little solo weekend, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are my pros and cons on why I think that solos should be added into Apex Legends, man. If I've missed anything, or if you guys have any opinions down below, make sure you guys do comment. If you think that solos should be added into the game, and if you don't think it should be added, man, make sure you guys do comment down below why. Make sure you guys drop a like, hit that sub button for your boy, man. Road to 700 subscribers, man. Appreciate the love recently, and I'll see y'all in the next video, bro.